day, emerging mothers. I hope that each of you are good. I just wanted to just spend some time in our chat and spend some time live talking to you about a topic, if you will, or a message that I received recently in reference to a mother just thinking through if her teen is actually ready to transition out of the home and be on the college campus. And I just wanted to talk just a little bit about just what that entails and just some things that can be done to ensure that your teen is ready to transition out of the home. And I know that there are lots of decisions ahead of you in reference to, should my teen go off? Should my teen remain local? All of those different types of questions. However, if you are asking that question, is my teen ready to head off, of course, to the college campus? And then you all may see me looking here and then looking over to my right or to my left. And of course, we're on Instagram and then also Facebook as well. And so just giving attention to both parties. So if that question surfaces in your imagery, is my teen ready to head off to the college campus? Then I would encourage you to ask yourself, is my teen at the point whereas they're resilient? I mean, what does their bounce back game look like? As many of you know, there will be a number of disappointments that your teen will encounter, and then they will disappoint people that they come in contact with while they're on the college campus. And so what do those situations look for them right now? Are they able to manage those situations and circumstances? Do they have the coping strategies taught to them today, right here, right now, whereas that resilience is solidified on a higher level so that they're able to be successful on the college campus, or if they're heading off to the military base, or they could be simply leaving your home and then starting work and they're moving into their own apartment. And even still, those strategies will need to be known even then. So what I would do if there's an opportunity to see, or if there's an opportunity whereas I'm questioning whether that resilience is there, I would use everyday challenges such as relational problems or relational matters that they're interacting with their friends to see if that resilience is there. Or there could be circumstances whereas, if they're late for school or if they're submitting an assignment late, how do they bounce back from situations such as that? Do they make sure that they're on time the next time? Do they make sure that they are handing in maybe an assignment early, after they've experienced situations and circumstances where they're submitting homework late? But I would look at all of that all the way around just to see, are they able to do better that next time around? So, as a parent myself, I just wanted to just solve all of my daughter's problems just so that, everyone is happy. But is that the best approach to take, just solving all of their problems? I would encourage you, I would inspire you and motivate you to take a different approach, of course, because our teens need to be challenged while finding their own solutions. So allow me to encourage you to do that. So that number one. So are they resilient? What does that look like for them when you ask yourself, is my teen ready to transition out of the home and to move towards a college campus or a military base or getting their own apartment? Then secondly, self-advocacy. That's very, very important. So soliciting support, getting the help needed is essential. And there's all types of circumstances, again, that could happen. There could be maybe some issues with roommates. There could be matters occurring, while they're in the dormitory. There could be situations and circumstances with their health, or maybe, there's a conflict, or maybe there's a disagreement or a disconnect between them and their prof, and their professor in the classroom. We want to see right now, even while they're interacting with their high school teachers, what does their stamina look like, and their wherewithal to vouch for themselves. And so we just want to make sure that those things are in place right now. That can help you to understand if they're ready to transition off. Of course, while they are considering going, leaving home after high school, it's good also to maybe discuss some scenarios with them and find out what would they do in certain circumstances. Some parents, they will watch a movie with their teen, and then after the movie, they're asking their teen what would they do if they were certain characters in the movie. And if there are situations where emotions are running rampant, how would you respond, or questions that they ask their teen. Or even some parents, they role play with their teen, to just kind of understand a little bit about, would their teen be able to, again, advocate for themselves. And then there's, just all types of, areas, whether academic or non-academic, whereas, again, they will need to realize that, this is their life, and they will want to make sure that they're coming out on the fair end of things. And so self-advocating is very, very important. Thirdly, self-control. That's important. Has your teen demonstrated self-control when it comes to drinking, when it comes to drugs, when it comes to sex? Is your teen able to make snap judgment decisions in reference to making proper choices for themselves? And a lot of their choices will be tough. Are they able to do that? Because they will be tempted by a tempter, by individuals better known as strangers on the college campus. I mean, when your teen steps foot on the college campus, do they really know a person's background before they have come on the college campus? I mean, we are clueless about these other people who are on the college campus. And so are they able to practice self-control? And there are a number of games that can help with this. Making sure that teens are able to, and us as parents, were able to help teach them now about consequences of careless behavior. Then also there are other games that teach self-control, like Jenga. The game Jenga with the big blocks. Typically on the holidays, we'll swing over to my sister's home, and she has that big box of Jenga. That can teach self-control and being very, very careful when moving those blocks when it's your turn, and making sure that you're able to win the game, but self-control is needed there in games such as that. Then also there's like a problem-solving game board. It's a game that allows the winner of that game is one who's able to solve the most problems. And for the person who's able to do that comfortably, yep, they're the winner. It's important to teach all of those principles right now, because when they get on the college campus, then it's important that they're able to practice self-control in order to get enough sleep and to eat a balanced meal, practice doing their own laundry, care for their finances, take their medication if they're on medication. All of that falls up under the umbrella of self-control. It's essential. It's critical and crucial in a number of situations. So that number 3, and last but not least, emotional control. Oh my goodness, I'm unable to talk enough about this, but I'll just say a few things. That if we take a step back as mothers and we just observe the behavior of our teens, and we're able to identify the practices that they're focused on themselves regarding their lives. Are they getting up by themselves to go to school? Are they doing their own hair? Are they practicing able to shop on their own and they're practicing life skills, are they able to do that right now with balanced emotions? That's a good indicator if they're able to have emotional control when they head off to the college campus. So these are just a few of the things that we can look at and observe and assess on our own as to whether or not they're ready. And if they're unable to manage these things right now, some of these things closer to the time, closer to the month, closer to graduation, there ought to be progress, and we can help them with that progress. And I've mentioned some strategies and what can be done right now in order to help them. So hope you were able to embrace that, those pointers. I do want to let you all know, and I'm so excited, on Monday will be the release of course, our brand spanking new website. I'm so excited about that. And then also our transition success toolkit that will be available on Monday. I think that's the 21st. For your use. It's complimentary. This is a toolkit that is impactful, it's interactive, and I would encourage every mother who has a teen who's a junior or a senior in high school to obtain. You will want this toolkit in your possession because it will help you to identify what you need from a self and a social awareness perspective prior to your teen transitioning out of the home. It will help you to know who you need within your parent posse, so you can begin to orchestrate and coordinate those people who can be supportive as your teen is about to leave home. And then it will help you to understand those things that you need right now, and what you wish for right now, and what you're hopeful for right now, just so that you're clear about what it is that you like and dislike, and who are you. I mean, some mothers were unable to even think about what was I like, me, before I even had kids. And so it's time to move back into the center of your domain and understand what are those things that made me happy now that your teen is transitioning out of the home. So listen, I am so excited about this, and I'd like to get this toolkit into your hands. And so you can drop down, of course, in the chat whether or not you'd like me to go ahead and send you this toolkit. But I've put just lots of hours into it, and I know that you'll enjoy it. But nonetheless, I just so enjoyed the time that I've spent with you all. I hope that you were able to take notes. If there are any questions, just as you have in the past, just DM me and I'll answer those questions for you. But love you tons, and look forward to talking with you again. And if there are any questions, I'm here to help. Talk with you later. Take care. Goodbye.